Hey guys, this is David from The Hair Healer. A lot of people know me for how dedicated I am when it comes to healthy living. Whenever I find something unusual yet very beneficial for my health, I'll be the first one there to get it. A few years back, I've discovered these beautiful shiny rocks called Himalayan Salt Lamps, and I love them since I got them. I've been using them for many years now, and I can really notice a big difference in my fatigue level and how focused I became and the way I sleep at night. Right now, I have a salt lamp in every single room in my house, and I'm telling you, the benefits are enormous. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about what are Himalayan salt lamps. Himalayan salt lamps are made from pure edible crystals of salt that come from the Himalayan mountain range. That's near Pakistan, India, that area. The salt is collected by specialists who then create different shapes and insert a light bulb inside, as you can see right here. They come in many different sizes and shapes, but my favorite one is the natural shape right here, which looks like an unusual rock. And you can use them as a nightstand or as a decorative piece for the house. But if you want the full benefits out of Himalayan salt lamps, you should leave them on 24/7. And here's why. Himalayan salt is a powerhouse of negative ions. If you never heard of negative ions, I'll explain about it in a minute. But negative ions are extremely beneficial for your health. Himalayan salt lamps attract a lot of moisture to them. And if you turn these off, you'll notice that they look like they're sweating. There's a lot of moisture on them. But when you turn the Himalayan salt lamp on, the heat from the light bulb will make all that moisture evaporate into the air, and then all the air will be filled with all these negative ion particles, which goes through our system because we breathe it. And these negative ion particles are going to tremendously change your health. It has worked for me, and it has worked for many other people who got them and had them for years. Being around these salt lamps for such a long time, I've noticed a lot of things. First of all, I sleep much better. I have one right by my bed, and it's always on. Now, if you are sensitive to light while you sleep, just keep it on throughout the day, and right before bedtime, turn it off. The air in the room will still be filled with those negative ions, which you'll breathe throughout the night, even if the light is on. So not only did my sleep get better, I became more focused as well. Have you ever gone to the ocean and sat by the water and breathed that air? Don't you feel really good after you leave the ocean? You'll feel refreshed. So the Himalayan salt lamps have the same effect, just like you're by the ocean. I also noticed that I'm less tired. Now, I do believe you have to be balanced in all aspects of life in order to live a healthy life. For example, your diet, your exercising habits, etc. But Himalayan salt lamps will add tremendously to your well-being. Now, if you are a person who sits in front of a computer a lot or a television, or you work in a place where there is a lot of electrical items around you, did you know that these items exude a lot of positive ions, which are extremely bad for you? All these electronics, such as cell phone, television, microwave, computers, laptops, iPads, they all exude electromagnetic fields, and all these fields go through our body. And that's why we feel so tired after we come home or throughout the day or when we wake up in the morning, because these electrical items are charged with positive ions, which are bad for you. So the good thing about Himalayan salt lamps is that they neutralize all these positive ions that are in the air from all these electronics that are in your house or in your office. That's why I always recommend to keep those on as long as possible, especially placing them beside electronics such as computers or televisions or any other thing that exudes a lot of electromagnetic fields. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I do not talk about something I do not believe in and use it myself, okay? So Himalayan salt lamps have been part of my life for many years. It's throughout my house. So if you do not own one yet, or if you live in a really big house, you're missing out. These can tremendously change your life. Not only that, they're beautiful pieces of decoration for the house as well. Now, if you're into yoga or meditation, these lamps are extremely calming. So you can use them while you're doing your practice. Now let's go back to negative ions. What are they and what are the benefits? Negative ions are very tiny particles, but they're extremely beneficial for our health. They exist in every living thing, really, but some things have it in excess, just like the Himalayan salt lamps, or just like when you go to the ocean, the air and the oxygen around that area is filled with negative ions, as well as waterfalls. A lot of researches have been made that I've read, and I was shocked to hear that negative ions increase the oxygen flow to your brain. And now I understand why I'm so focused and alert throughout the day, because when I work on my computer, for example, I make sure there's always a salt lamp right beside me. Moreover, Himalayan salt lamps and negative ions were found to be very antiseptic. So this salt is actually known to protect the environment from germs. I actually know a lot of people who carry those rocks in their pocket, and when they walk outside or go to restaurants, they use them to clean their hands because they know that these have antiseptic properties. As I mentioned earlier, when you go to a beach, you feel refreshed. This will give you the same effect as soon as you wake up or throughout the day when you sit beside those lamps or just in the room. These lamps, they cover a very large range. Now, it depends on how big your home or your room is. That's why they come in different sizes. So I can recommend the best size to your room size, because I know exactly how much of range each salt lamp covers. And of course, the most important thing these lamps do is they protect you from all the electromagnetic fields that are around us, like I mentioned earlier, the microwave and the TV and the iPads and laptops and cell phones, and so many things are out there now. And that's why we feel so tired throughout the day. Okay, so these lamps are extremely beneficial in protecting your environment from these electromagnetic fields. They simply neutralize all the positive ions that come out from those electronics. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to get the best benefits from these lamps, they should be on 24/7. The bulbs are very small, so they don't consume a lot of energy. And there are tons of different shapes and sizes that I can show you. So if you have any more questions about the Himalayan salt lamps, do not hesitate to email me at info@thehairhealer.com. So I really hope these were some good tips that will help you bring your health to a higher level. Thank you for watching.